Who said? I have always thought of the novel as a kind of symphony. I'll have the answer for you at the end of this video. And to break the fourth wall for a second, me telling you that the answer to a question will be revealed in a few minutes, that is me trying to create in you a desire to continue watching this video. Why? Because my goal isn't only to make a video explaining how desire works in narrative, it is also to make a video showing how desire works in narrative. Because at least in my opinion, desire and narrative are inextricable. A cinematographer sculpts with light, a composer sculpts with sound, and a writer sculpts with desire. But what is desire, and how does a writer work with it? I have some thoughts on this, but before we get to them, we should talk about Friedrich Nietzsche. Okay, yes, hi there. That is now the second thread of desire that I'm trying to put in play here. Because what I really want to do is to get you to care. And my narrative strategy for getting you to care is to establish expectation. And we'll get to both caring and expectation in a second. And yes, 100% by bringing up and then saving caring and expectation for later, there are now three threads of desire in play. The quote, the question of what desire is and how a writer works with it, and the notions of caring and expectation. So Nietzsche then, well, one of his ideas is called the will to power. And the will to power is the idea that the driving force of every living being is to exert itself on the universe, to self-actualize and to be all it can possibly be. The flower yearns to bloom, the eagle yearns to fly, and the human being yearns to... what? You tell me. Write a novel, a memoir, a screenplay, could be anything. The point is that desire is central to our existence. On a conscious level, this looks like goals, dreams, and decisions. On the unconscious or subconscious level, it looks like instinct, impulse, and emotion. But human beings, unlike other species, not only have the compulsions that come with being alive, we also have the compulsion to make sense of what it means to be alive. And this, at least in my view, is narrative. Because I'm not sure you can make the argument that desire is the root of life itself, but I think you can make the argument that desire is the root of narrative, the root of the compulsion to make sense of life. Religion, science, art, all is narrative. Or anyway, it's a framework for thinking about narrative that I personally have found both reliable and practical. I'm not the first person to argue that drama comes from caring and that caring comes from expectation. The foodie looks forward to a delicious meal. The sick kid does not look forward to the upcoming shot they have to get. But both care because both are in a relationship with expectation. It's just that the desire of the foodie is pulling toward the delicious meal, while the desire of the sick kid is pulling away from the shot. And that's important because desire alone is not enough. The writer's job is to work with desire, to manipulate it and to shape it into narrative. Where to begin with this? Personally, I like Robert McKee's advice to put desire in danger. Because when desire is in danger, narrative is in motion. The first thing you need an I want song, which is a notion popularized by the lyricist Howard Ashman. What is the I want song? It is exactly what it sounds like. It is the song of your character's heart. It is his or her deepest desire.
Wish I could be part of that world.
The next step is to put that desire in danger.
And there is one more thing.
Ariel wants to be a part of the human world, but the price of being a part of the human world is to give up
Your voice.
Rose wants to be with Jack, but the Titanic is sinking. Jason Bourne wants to figure out who he is, but very bad and very dangerous people are trying to kill him.
I'll end it.
For our purposes, my I Want song is to provide you with something of value. I desire to make a video that doesn't waste your time. That desire is in danger because your time is precious and there are a trillion other videos out there that you could be watching. But here we are, in the middle of finding out what's going to happen. Now, The Little Mermaid, Titanic, and The Bourne Identity are pretty blunt and obvious examples. And of course, not everyone is interested in action and adventure genres. I get that, but if you look carefully, I think you'll find that these basic principles are everywhere. In literary fiction, in art house cinema, and in just about everything in between. Because this is where the artistry and the sorcery lies. And writers are really good at bringing a lot of nuance and a lot of creativity to how they manipulate and work with desire. To give one example, I think it's safe to say that we're pretty well accustomed to thinking about desire in the energetically masculine sense.
You seem a decent fellow. I hate to kill you.
This is where the hero, male or female, goes into the unknown, retrieves the elixir, and returns to save the day.
Goodbye, brother.
But some of us are flowers and not bees. And that's true of narratives too. Just as some narratives are bees, let's call those the masculine narratives, some are flowers, and we can call these feminine narratives. And who can say which is more powerful, the desire of the bee or the desire of the flower? The desire of someone who pursues or the desire of someone who attracts? Take Lost in Translation. Charlotte desires intimacy, and this desire is in danger because she is in a loveless relationship. So even though from one perspective, Charlotte might look like a passive protagonist, in actuality, that is only because her desire is the power to attract, rather than the power to pursue. In Call Me By Your Name, Elio's desire is also manifested through its power to attract instead of to pursue.
Come here.
And if you haven't read the novel, I promise you it is really, really good. Finally, Good Will Hunting also uses what we might call an energetically feminine narrative structure. Will's desire is for nothing to change, but that desire is in danger because he is a mathematical genius. The narrative then hinges on the people and the changes that Will attracts into his life.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm pumped. Let's let the healing begin.
Okay, I think that's all I've got for now. And who said I have always thought of the novel as a kind of symphony? The answer is Milan Kundera, author of the magnificent novel, The Unbearable Lightness of Being. Thank you for watching, and as always, please take anything that's helpful and disregard the rest.